Hello developers and welcome to PHP Developers TV, your home for everything you need to know to be a knowledgeable PHP developer. I'm your host, Scott Keck-Warren. Laravel 8 is out today and we wanted to create a quick video for how to update your application to the newest version of Laravel. First, a disclaimer. Laravel 8 is just out and it has the potential to break things, so do not install this directly on your production application. We take no responsibility whatsoever for this video breaking anything at all. As a general piece of advice, we hold off a couple of weeks so bugs can get fixed before we upgrade our production instances anyways, but it's good if you can install this in a development environment. Laravel's upgrade path is really quite straightforward, and all the steps can be found on Laravel's website at the link below. As part of the upgrade to 8.0, several of Laravel's first-party packages have been upgraded as well to support it, and if you're using one of the packages listed on the screen, you should look for those instructions on how to upgrade them as well before going through the steps in this video. The first step to this is to create a new branch. We have to assume that this is a test, and we might have third-party libraries that don't support Laravel 8 yet, so we may have to abandon this process. In order to do that easily, we can create a branch so that we can just delete the branch if it doesn't work out for us. So we're going to start out and we're going to make a new branch. We're going to do get create branch from, and we're going to call it Laravel 8. And we're going to come directly off the master branch. So now we're on our new branch. The next thing that we're going to do is open our composer.json and open up the various changes that have occurred within here to get to up to version 8. So the first one is to find Laravel framework and bump that up to 8. The next one is to find the collusion library and bump that up to 5.0. The next is to find Guzzle and upgrade that to 7.01. And then the last thing is to find Ignition and upgrade that to 2.3.6. So those are our 4 changes: Guzzle, Laravel framework, Ignition, and collision. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to open up our command prompt and we're going to run composer update. And while this is working, what it's going to do is it's going to build a list of the new libraries that it needs and then determine if it has all the dependencies and then download them and install them. Now I've already gone through this process once, so it's actually going to install them all from cache, which is what it's doing right now. But if you were doing it, it would probably actually download it. So now that everything has downloaded successfully, we can go over to our source control panel and see that the 2 changes that we have right now are our composer.json file, which is the file we edited directly, and our composer.lock file, which is the file that Composer generates to make sure that we're always installing the same version of the applications. So I will now commit this. And there. Now we have upgraded to Laravel 8. And so the thing that you're going to want to do is run through all of your tests and check all of your pages and make sure that nothing broke. There are a couple things that you want to focus on due to this upgrade that have been marked as high impact changes in the upgrade documentation. The first is that the model factories have changed their formatting, so you'll have to go through and clean up all your models. There is a third-party application that allows you to continue to use these the old factories, but I recommend that you try to bite the bullet and upgrade them as soon as possible. There have been a couple of name changes involved in this that you really need to focus on. The first is that the retry after method for any queuable jobs or mailers or notifications has been renamed to backoff. And we're going to have to manually update those, but we can easily just search for retry after and kind of clean up those as we find them. The timeout property for queued jobs, notifications, and listeners has also been renamed. It's been renamed to retry until. It's another of these things we can just quickly do a search and replace. The last thing to focus on is that the paginator is now using the Tailwind CSS framework instead of Bootstrap. You do have to make a change to your app services provider in order to force it to use the Bootstrap layout. Thank you for watching our video. If you want to be alerted when we post new content, make sure you click the subscribe button and the bell button below so you don't miss anything. If you have questions related to the PHP ecosystem you would like us to answer in future videos, please ask them in the comments below.